I realized that a welcome sequence never ever had worked for me. So I thought, okay, what can I do to give people a better first experience with me? This was number one. But the main point of this 30-day sequence, and this may sound very hard, yes, I wanted to build a relationship, but only with those people who really want to be in my world. So the main goal of the 30-day sequence really is helping people make a decision. Do they want to stay in my world or not? And if not, I'm not mad at them. It's totally fine.
Hi, Julia. Thank you so much for joining us on the Do Business Differently interview series. I'm so excited to connect with you on the complete opposite side of the world and have a chat to you today about all the amazing things that you're doing with your work.
Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited to talk with you about everything you want to know.
So, oh my goodness, there are so many things that I want to chat to you about today. And probably the catalyst that finally got me to send you the email and reach out to be a guest on the podcast was that you have started this new journey of your 40-day pajama journey. And all about making changes in your business and going in a new direction. And I love the commitment. I wish that I could commit to something for 40 days and show up for it every day. It's amazing. But can you start by just telling us a little bit about what has brought you to the point you're at right now, and then maybe what has led to you making a big pivot in your business?
Yeah, sure. So I think the main reason that brought me to where I am right now was a burnout diagnosis back in summer 2023. So I started my business first in 2019. This was half a year before COVID hit the world. And I was a freelancer for years. So I wrote SEO content for online shops and blog posts for others. Then I got pregnant and we got our son, and I started to realize that working in a corporate job or having a part-time job while being a mom won't be a good fit for me. So then I had parental leave for 2 years. And when our son became a pre-kindergarten kid, so it's just pre-kindergarten with 2 years, I started a part-time job, but I felt like this is not a good fit for me. I felt so I wasn't connected with my job. And then I started my business journey. So first I bought an online course that should taught me how to create an online course. And the big promise was create your first online course in 12 weeks. And I had no idea how business worked. And I thought, okay, that's great. 12 weeks. This is what I can do with a kid of 1.5 years. In week number 3 of this online course, this girl told us we need to create a community. And this was the first time I realized, okay, when I want to sell something, I need people in my world, in my community. I had no idea what an email list is. I never had run Facebook ads, and I had no idea from all this business stuff. I ended up never finishing the online course because I realized that building a community or an email list or an Instagram following took me years. So, and then I entered just a high ticket coaching world. I bought an coaching program for 10,000 euros, which is very equal to 10,000 US dollars. I also ended up with a one-size-fits-all strategy that won't be a good fit for me. And yeah, then I met Evelyn. The rest is history. So basically, I try to build an online business based on the goals and life of other people. So I never did something because my task would maybe align with my goals. I was always doing things because others doing the same things. So while I'm very close to Evelyn, and she's my mentor, she's my friend, and I am her strategic business partner, I constantly try to create a business that is the same like hers. So I try to be a 7-figure membership owner. I try to create different memberships and get thousands of clients. But I never ask myself, what is it what I really want?
Yes.
And then I entered the international market back in summer last year in 2023. And I created 2 memberships since then. And while the topic is exactly what I wanted to do, it's storytelling and nurturing. And it's for the first time, I feel like, yes, I am there where I wanted to be. The business model itself, I always felt like, oh, this is so, I don't have the energy for doing this. And I constantly ask myself, how can Evelyn or how can others do this? So constantly showing up and being there and answering questions. And I always feel like I love my clients, but not that close. So, and this is basically the reason why I'm now here in September 2024, trying to create a business that is really aligned with what I really want, what I want for my family, and what I am able to do from my energy levels.
There will be so many people listening to this podcast who understand exactly what you're saying and will feel so seen by your journey, because that is like the heart of what my business is built around. People who are more introverted, more highly sensitive, neurodivergent, just understanding your energy and strengths and building a business around that, not building the business that we think we should want. And that is such a huge realization to have, you know, a year in versus kind of going 10 years down the track and then building this huge empire and being completely burnt out by it. So it takes so much courage, I think, to actually stop and evaluate and go, is this what I actually want? So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's really, I think when you're starting your business, and I said it yesterday in my episode 11, for me, someone who's starting the business is not just someone who's starting out. I think we are talking about starting a business the first 2 years.
Yeah.
And when I think back on how I acted as someone who just started a business, I didn't have the confidence to listen to myself. So there were so many people, and you have so much input from everywhere, and you have no idea who is the right choice. So there are those who telling you, oh, high ticket coaching is the only way you can build out your 7-figure next super million empire.
Yeah.
And you're impressed. Then you see those people and they are driving expensive cars and they live on Bali, or not. Nowadays they live in Dubai. So Dubai is the new Bali. So,
it's the new Bali, yeah.
Yeah. And you see all the stuff. And this is a topic I'm also talking about in one email in my 30-day nurture sequence. It's, do you want to attract people who want to live your life? Yes. Or do you want to attract people who want to put effort into create a life that they want to have? So for me, all these, I call them guru coaches, who marketing their life.
Yeah.
So, and you pay to create a life that they have too. This is not what I want to do. I was in this world 2 times. And I never felt like I can be myself. So I'm not that kind of girl who wearing makeup every day or making her hair every day. So I'm wearing sweatpants right now, all the time. I bring my son to school or kindergarten in sweatpants. So I don't care. But I always felt like as a high ticket coach, I needed to be someone. And I thought a lot about, and I spent a lot of money on, what should I wear that people see me as this expert and then want to pay a really high amount of money.
Yeah.
And when I started being myself a little bit more, or being confident enough to think about who I really am, I really felt less pressure. And every day I wake up, I had a little bit less pressure on my shoulders, because with every day I'm I'm talking through my day. This is basically what I do in my pajama journey. I just talk through my day with someone who is listening or not. I'm going a little step more and more and more further to the person I am maybe or maybe not become in a few weeks, month, or in a year.
Yeah, I love that so much. And we have this conversation in my communities all the time about the kind of influencer coaches and the guru coaches, and Instagram is like we actually had a big conversation about it today on my live Q&A, this kind of like Instagram being this be all and end all for a lot of new business owners. And I kind of have this theory. I was around in business before we started using Instagram for business. So back when Instagram was all about taking photos of your food and your shoes, like your feet and things, before it became this platform for promoting your work. But what I also can realize is that in the last 5 years or so, most people who learned about online business learned about it through Instagram. And so that puts a lot of pressure on that being the thing that is their catalyst for actually creating a business and making money. When I know, you know, that Instagram is just one tool, one path, one road. I've definitely spent thousands on Instagram courses as well, and it's not for me. I'll use it every now and again, but I would rather put my time and energy somewhere else, and community building is massive for me as well. Can you share a little bit about what your feelings are about Instagram? Because I know you have big feelings about this too, and why you have put your energy and your eggs into the email list building and nurturing basket, because I've been trying to drive this message home and I need someone to back me up, and I know you're going to do such a good job of that.
Basically, I stopped using Instagram because it made me mad. So I'm trying to play the Instagram game since 2019 when I started my business. And I put so much effort and love and time into creating a post. And then I share it. And then I got 2 likes. And then I became mad on my community because I hated them. I began to hate them because they don't give me a like on my post. And it was just about the likes.
Yeah.
So I realized later, so years later, that I just looked on likes. I never looked on other KPIs like reach. So reach is more important than likes. So so people see my posts, but they don't like them. So and then the other thing is I'm not that I'm not good at making photos of myself because I'm not wearing makeup every day, or sometimes I didn't make my hair. And then I ended up just spending 30 minutes in the bathroom to prepare myself for a selfie. And I ended up feeling super stupid because I put makeup on just for Instagram. And it doesn't make sense for me because I never get, back in my German market, I had to say, there was one client who came through my mini membership in the German market through Instagram.
Right.
One time from 3 years. I never made it to more than 2,000 followers. So, and it felt, Instagram, being on Instagram felt like a full-time job.
Yeah.
So creating a reel. So I spent also a lot of money on Instagram courses, on Reels courses, and creating the perfect carousel post courses. And when I made some lip sync reel or a B-roll reel, which I have spent 10 minutes, yeah, it was like, okay, you get 2 likes and 500 people see your reel, so it doesn't make sense. The other strategy of repurposing other ones' good working reels, I don't have the time to spend a day on a reel. So I'm sorry. So I have a life and a family, and I want to sleep and eat.
Yes.
So the whole Instagram thing, nothing works for me. Neither reels, nor stories, nor feed posts or whatever. It always felt like I'm spending so damn much time with 0 effort, and I didn't get anything back from Instagram. And and I always felt like that I couldn't repurpose my content on Instagram. So then I tried to put all my effort into emails, and it worked from the first day. So I can write an email in 30 minutes. Writing an email took me, I know I'm a professional writer, so I'm not a mark for others.
Yeah.
But writing an email is for me 30 minutes. And I could do this every single day. And it doesn't matter where I am and how I look.
Yes.
So I just can send out my message and create a relationship and help others and sharing value or my story or whatever. So instantly it felt like I am at the right place with writing emails.
I love that so much. Like all those years of struggling, trying to do the Instagram thing that we all think we need to be doing, and how much time and energy went into that and felt bad the whole time. And then as soon as you started focusing on emails, how much that just changed immediately and proved to you that like, it's just when it's easy, you go, oh, why have it's like a relationship when you've been dating a whole bunch of people that weren't the right people for you, and then you find someone and you just go, oh, I didn't realize it was meant to be this easy, right? I didn't realize it was meant to feel like this, and I've been struggling this whole time with all these people who are wrong for me, and then I've finally found the right one, and this is how I want to feel every day. And that being kind of, I feel the same. You have made me fall in love with email this year. And I just sent an email out to my list about a super lazy launch that I've done in the last few weeks. And by nurturing every few days, sending those emails, using some of your formulas and templates, just really reporting and sharing things that are coming up and that I'm learning in my life, it is so easy when you're thinking about creating content from that place versus trying to be the expert, the guru, teach people stuff, write the perfect email, you know, whatever that might look like as well.
I think we are moving away from the phase or the times where everything has to be perfect, the perfect picture, the perfect mom. So I remember when our son is turning 7 in December. So he's born in December 2017. And when I entered this mom bubble on Instagram, I saw a lot of moms. And I remember this was one post. I remember, like, I thought, are you freaking kidding me? This was a mom wearing a white shirt, a white trouser, having her baby on her arm. Baby's also wearing white clothes. Her living room was perfect, and she has this Dyson vacuum cleaner. And it was an ad. And the first thing I thought was, are you freaking kidding me? You have a baby on your arm, and you have no dirty clothes here. And I left this mom bubble because I couldn't stand this perfectionism in this world. So I'm not a perfect mom. So my clothes are always dirty. My car is dirty. We have 3 dogs. We have our house is sometimes a bigger or a little bit less mess. And I think because people try to be perfect and share their expensive cars, expensive handbags, and whatever, eating in expensive restaurants, this all took a lot of pressure on everyone's shoulders to also try to be perfect. And then we began to think that having only $100 on our bank account is a bad thing.
Yes.
But it's pretty normal.
Yes.
It's pretty normal. If you would ask 10 of your closest friends how much money they have on their bank account, half of them would say, oh, it's day 25 of the month. I'm lucky when I get some food for the rest of the month. What I wanted to share in the Pajama Journey, and also with my emails and with moving away from the perfectionism here, is just, can we please be normal again?
Yes.
Can we please stop trying to be perfect? Because there is nothing in the world is perfect. And even the picture that looks perfect has something in there which is wrong. So moving away from Instagram, and I don't come back to Instagram. So my Instagram summer break will end in September, and I decided I think on week 1 on my Instagram summer break in July that I won't come back, and I will put more effort into my pajama journey. Maybe not every single day. So after the 40 days,
yeah,
but sharing this and just showing up is something that I feel like all people need to see more of the real people and less fake ones.
Absolutely. And again, like that reminder of, oh, as soon as I stopped doing that, I started feeling better. Isn't that amazing how that happens? Can you please explain? I feel like it's a little bit self-explanatory, but I feel like we probably need to explain. Can you tell us a little bit about this project that you're working on? Because I think as well, like, and this is definitely a problem that people have with Instagram, but I think it is also a problem that people have with YouTube, with sending emails of like, how do I think of what to talk about? How do I write an email? Even once a week for some people. And I know that you send a lot more emails than that. Can you share with us a little bit what the pajama experiment is, and also how you are sharing and documenting what you're doing in a way that feels safe for you, and you don't feel like you're, giving away all your dirty laundry. I don't know if that's an expression in German, but sharing everything and feeling really vulnerable and exposed by that, but also doing it in a way that is benefiting you, but also building your community and sharing this message of it not having to be perfect.
Yeah. So it was a very spontaneous idea that I had to start this 40-day journey. The idea came because I thought about how could I add more personal touch into my emails. So regularly I add some random images in my emails, where maybe a picture being a picture where we are at the kindergarten playground or doing some family stuff. So I just wanted to add some personal touch into my emails, because I think for people it's important, if they want to build a relationship, they need to see you. But then I thought, I am about to launch an online course, and this online course is a self-study course. So I thought, okay, I need to build more trust. And how can I build more trust? When people hear me talking. I think hearing a voice is a very important thing when it comes to building trust. And then I thought, okay, I'm not the girl who can start a YouTube channel with one scripted video every single week and teach people. So that's not me. Yeah. I thought about something that fits into my life. And then I thought, okay, when do I have time to record a video? So our son has his first week in school. So our life is totally changing right now. And I thought, okay, when do I have 30 minutes in my life, in my everyday life, to record a video? Okay, it's in the evening. It's basically when our son is in bed. So, but I am someone who's going to bed early. So I needed to find a time slot where I can record a video. And this was just, okay, when I go out and shower. So my office is in the first floor as well as our bedroom. So I can just move to my office, record a video before I go to bed. So this is how the idea came up for the pajama journey. And then sometimes I wear a pajama. And I wanted to do something very casual. So I don't want to set expectations on high value YouTube videos. I really wanted that people know right from the beginning that what they can expect is something very casual, non-teaching, I think it's very valuable, but it's not a teaching, it's just a sharing.
Yeah.
And I also thought about creating a podcast. And my idea for the podcast was to interview small business owners and let them share their stories, because we all think we don't have something to share. And my intention was to pull out the stories from the people who I'm interviewing, just to show them and others that they have something to share. So, okay, then I knew the setup, and I knew it should be casual. And then I thought, okay, what can I share that makes me a trustworthy person? But I also don't want to share too much. As you said, how much can I share? And I think it's a very individual question. So there's no recommendation on how deep your story or the things you share should go. It's up to you. If you would ask Julia from 2019, she never would share how much is on her bank account.
Yeah.
If you would ask Julia from 2023 or 2022, when I entered the high ticket world again, I would never share what's on my bank account. But the Julia from now is confident enough and experienced enough to know that it's totally fine, that you have, as a business owner, sometimes different struggles with money, with your relationship, with your business. So for me, it's totally fine to share very honestly my numbers. I share what I have on my bank account, my spendings. I share most of the times how many subscribers I have, how many people unsubscribing. But this is because I am very experienced. So if your community is thinking about how deep can or should I share my story, it's up to you. If you would meet a stranger and this stranger would ask you, hey, how is your day going? And everything you would tell the stranger is something that you are confident enough to share with public. So I think it's something you have to grow in. So with every email you write, and with every feedback you get from your subscribers or people in your community, you will get a better understanding on how deep do I want to share my story, my journey, the things I would do. So I have no expectations when someone is coming into my world and ask me to teach them how to nurture their audience. Then I don't say, you need to share this and this and this. It's up to you. So, and to answer your question, how to come up with ideas, I have different tools in my then upcoming online course and also in my current memberships that helps people to find stories. But the cheapest and for free recommendation I could give is journaling. Just sit down every single day and evening before you go to bed, grab a pen and paper and answer some questions like, what did I do today? What did I learn today? And if you just learned how to bake a cake, then it's a learning. And sometimes you will see that the learning you made in your everyday life affects how you act in your business. And then you can transform your everyday life learnings and doings into an email for others. So I hope I had answered all your questions.
I love taking like, oh, this conversation, I've been having this same conversation with people all week, and that being a really good indicator of something that's like in my awareness. And even just like TV shows that I've been watching, and there'll be it's like in every situation, there's always an opportunity that something could relate back to your work that you do that would be relevant for your audience. And sometimes it's just like, how would this be relevant, to my people right now? And just sharing from that place of like, this is what I've learned, this is what I've noticed. And the journaling is such a brilliant idea and way to just like unfiltered get it out, and then see if there's some gems in there, which inevitably there will be some gems in there that you can share publicly. I love that so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have one more question for you, because this is really a big part of the Do Business Differently interview series. And we've talked so much so far about we're seeing this shift from those influencer, perfect Instagram, guru coaches. And I actually think that it really started in 2020. And before that, it was so much worse. And now we're kind of coming through to this point where that is becoming the mainstream, to be a normal human person and share your messiness as well as your wins and things as well, because people have just gotten so sick of that generic Instagram advice, of the generic, do these things. I mean, there was a time where high ticket coaches were teaching people to travel the world and then get a professional photo shoot everywhere and use that to sell their coaching. Like there was a point where that was happening. And I think that we're now coming to this point where we're seeing in the email space, in email marketing, we all know the rules of create a free lead magnet, get people to sign up to your list, have a 5-day welcome sequence where they get the, email 1 is the delivery of the freebie. Email 2 is introduction to you and share a resource. Like, it's so generic now because that is the thing that has worked for a really long time. And that is the thing that everyone kind of teaches. And one of the things that really, when we first connected and when I first kind of came into your world, one of the things that just has blown me away, not only in that I found it so interesting and went through the whole series, but then as I started talking to other people, I noticed that it was a thing that really people are interested in because it's different, because it's new. Email nurture sequences, you generally get a high open rate on your first email. And then as the days go on of those 5 to 7 emails, they get progressively worse or people start unsubscribing. Can you share with us a little bit about your project before the Pajama Journey, your email nurture sequence that you have come up with that I saw the other day? You said somewhere, this is the best asset you've created in your business.
Yeah. Is it really? It's the most valuable and best asset I ever created in my business. So I came up with the idea for a 30-day nurture sequence because I did the well-known 5-day welcome series for 4 years. And I started to check my numbers. So back in my German business, I did some sales from this sequence, and in my now international business, on international market business, I did also some sales. But I felt like, there are people new to my world. And the first thing I do is trying to hard sell them. I know from a business owner perspective, it makes sense to have a high ROE on what you do, a return on investment, and you quickly wanted to get your ad spend investment back through people who are selling your stuff. But I stopped seeing subscribers as subscribers and numbers, and I started seeing as people. There are human beings in my world. So I realized, as a human being, I don't want it to be sold on something instantly. When I want to buy something from a coach, I wanted to know them. So we don't talk about a $37 offer. We are talking about long-term commitments like memberships or higher tiered offers like online courses or something. And I realized that a welcome sequence never ever had worked for me. So I thought, okay, what can I do to give people a better first experience with me? This was number one. But the main point of this 30-day sequence, and this may sound very hard, yes, I wanted to build a relationship, but only with those people who really want to be in my world. So the main goal of the 30-day sequence really is helping people make a decision. Do they want to stay in my world or not? And if not, I'm not mad at them. It's totally fine. And it's because I have less than 0.5% of unsubscribe rates through my email. So, but with the 30-day sequence, I created a system that helped me to help others make a decision if they want to stay in my world or not. The first sequence I created, I said in the very first email, I don't make an offer. And I just added a footer to my membership in every single email. This worked good, but at the end, I didn't have much people buying or purchasing my membership. And the numbers were good. So I had an average open rate from 35% over the 30 days. I had unsubscribe rates from 0.5 to 1%, which is really good. But I thought, is it really the right approach to don't make an offer? So I'm a business owner. So I need to sell something. So if I don't sell anything, I'm not a business owner and I don't have a business. And then I rewrote my sequence and I used Evelyn's Everything I Do email, which is, I think, the smartest email you can send when someone subscribes to your free lead magnet, because you set expectations. Like, people know that you have something to sell. So for us, as someone who is acting in a B2B market, it's easier. But my clients are 100% B2C or 99% B2C coaches, membership owners. So if you, as a normal person, subscribe to a newsletter, you don't know what email marketing is, what a lead magnet is. You don't expect that this person has something to sell.
Yeah.
I want to add a short story for me in 2019, when I subscribed the first time ever to a free workshop on how to create videos with your smartphone. So I was totally unexperienced with this online world. And there was 1.5 hours of workshop and video training. And then this person asked about feedback. And she pitched her online course. And my feedback was, I don't like it that you are pitching an online course right after the first 90 minutes. I had no idea that this is a strategy.
Yeah.
So remembering this experience reminded me on that membership owners, coaches, online course creators who work with B2C clients, they have sometimes problems to set themselves as business owners. So I think back to the Everything I Do email. This is a very important email especially for B2C clients, because your subscribers instantly know that you have something to sell. And they don't learn that you offer for free. They knew, okay, she has something to sell. And I added this something to sell approach in every single email of version number 2 of my 30-day sequence. So I'm adding offers in every single email. Micro offers, 99 cents to my highest tier membership of $7.77 for the email world. So I think the whole strategy of having the 30-day sequence, helping people to make a decision and and show them that you have something to sell. So then they are not like, oh my God, now she's selling something. I hate her. No.
It's so true though. People really do feel like that.
Yeah, isn't it true when you are on an email list and you get value emails over value emails over value emails, and then this person is doing a lazy launch or a flash sale, you think, why the heck is now this person trying to sell something to me? And to prevent you from being seen as a salesy person, you can add micro offers, mini offers to every single email. And people then know, okay, this person has something to sell.
Yeah, I love that so much because I know that people in my community really struggle with finding the balance between like not wanting to be too salesy. And I totally understand that. But I love how you put that like, you know, you could be a content creator, you could be a YouTuber, you know, an Instagram influencer, and you're getting your income from different sources. But when you're a business owner who is creating emails, who is creating content, you're using that content as a way to showcase your offers and your expertise. Let's face it. That's why we're not all just posting on Instagram for our health. Like we're doing it because we have stuff that we want to share with people, but also build that trust and be like, hey, I have offers here. I love the evolution of it. I think for some people, they can get into a habit of creating something and being like, oh yeah, that was awesome. And then either just leave it and forget about it or scrap it and start something completely new. And I love how you just shared that you analyzed how the 5-day welcome sequence had gone for you. You realized the numbers actually weren't that good. You know, we all do the thing, and this brings it full circle to what you said at the start, that we all do the thing that we're taught to do because someone more successful than us has told us that's how we have to do it. And very rarely do we stop and review and check in and say, hey, is this actually doing anything? Or am I just paying all this money or doing all this work to build my list for those people to just immediately unsubscribe and never grow my business? And I love that you did that. Then you came up with this idea, even though experts who are friends of yours told you not to, you know, that you were wild to trying this. You've gone down your own path. You've tried it. You've reviewed it, and then you've gone, you know what, I could make this better, and made some tweaks to it to try it again. And I think you said in Evelyn's community the other day that you now make daily sales from your sequence of people, new people coming in, and because you're making an offer, and this is for everyone listening, this is an email a day for 30 days. So this is not, you know, an email every few days or one email a week for 30 days. The 30-day email sequence is a daily email for 30 days with an offer in every single one. Is that correct?
This is totally correct. Maybe a little hack for those who feel like I don't want to be salesy or I don't want to talk about my offers. So I don't want to talk about my offers too in my email. So I hated to add a paragraph, hey, and just to say, here is something. So this is why I created some kind of banners with a colored background and a mock-up. And it's very, it looked like an advertising in a blog. I created a lot of those as templates. And then I add my banners, let's call them advertising boxes. So then it's maybe more easy to understand. Then I add my advertising boxes after the first quarter of my email. So people start reading and then they see my advertising box and then they read further. So I changed the look and feel of my emails from these just writing an email and it looks like a friend is writing your email. I turned it into more like, it looks like a business newsletter. So I have a header with a picture, so people are reminded of who I am. So this is the picture I have all on my accounts. And then I have the first box of content. Then I add a advertising box. Then I add the rest of the content. And then I add different other boxes like a rating star box. So this came from, if you know Tarzan K, so she's also a big person in email marketing. And she had a rating box on her email, which is a 1, 2, or 3-star rating. And you can click on the links and it depends on what you click, you get a message. And I added this first because I want to know how people like my emails. But there is a little sneaky hack behind adding this, and I want to share this. So your inboxes like Google or Yahoo, they are looking for signals from you if you like an email or not. And clicking on something is the best signal you can send to your inbox provider, like Google. And if people are clicking, they send signals that they like my emails. So if people click on a link, they're sending a signal, and I'm more likely to then land in their primary inbox and not maybe in their spam or in their updates tab in Google. So yes, I want to know how people like my emails, but when I check the people who clicked on the links, 50% clicked on every link because they want to know what's behind it. And that's great. They have 3 clicks and people are interested, and that's great. So a little hack or tip: add clickable links, add furthermore free resources, link a blog post or a podcast episode, or make people click something, but make it valuable, please.
Yes.
So this helps you to send good signs to people's inboxes and helps you to engage people.
Thank you for sharing that.
And then I have my footer. This is also an idea I got from Townsend K. So she has a part in her footer where she asks, is your inbox overloaded? And then you can pick how many emails you wanna get from her. And this is something I adapted from her. I give people the chance to opt in for a once a week email only, because I'm sending 3 emails every single week. And if people say, I like your emails, but 3 is too much, they can opt in for just having or just receiving 1 email every single week.
I love how you are thinking strategically about it from a place of, I'm running a business here and I'm putting this energy into my emails, and so I want it to be valuable, but also to have a return on that investment of time and energy, and also thinking about ways that you can really take care of your people as well and continue building that trust with them. The other thing that I really love about the 30-day sequence in particular is that we're thinking about quality over quantity. So that is like the heart of my cozy community kind of mindset, that it's actually about creating a community of people who are so into what you're doing and they love it and they want to read everything, versus having like 10 times more people who don't really care what you're doing. And so I love that the 30-day sequence is going to filter that to make sure that those people are so invested in what you're doing as well. And yeah, I just love it so much.
Yeah, I think we need to put more energy in those people who love what we do, and less energy into those who maybe just only be interested or unsubscribe or leave our community. So there will always be people who don't like you. So Liz Wilcox said in one of her emails, so I'm not everyone's cup of tea. So I'm not everybody's darling, but this was a hard way, a hard journey to be confident enough to say that.
Yeah.
When I think back to when I started my business, I couldn't confidently say, I don't care what others think about me. This is something you have to also grow in. This is a journey. This is nothing you can do or have when you start out something.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say to those who are just starting out is, please feel free to grow into your own journey, make things wrong, do mistakes, fail on your way. It's totally fine. We all do that. Coming back to the guru coaches, they never would share their failures, but normal people do. Just feel free to, if you don't want to share your failures, your mistakes, write them down. There will be a moment in your journey where you are confident enough to share this to your community, and they need to hear that you also make mistakes.
Yes, I so agree with that. And I always find that the most like human an email I send, the most responses that it gets, because people just really recognize that humanity in the people that they follow. And, you know, we do that too. Like, you know, we all open emails and go, oh my gosh, I just feel so connected with you because you shared that. And I totally agree with what you said there. Like, you have to expand your comfort zone a little bit, and you do that in a way that is like one email at a time. You know, even with your 40-day YouTube journey, day one, and you sort of touched on it a little bit, it's going to be so different from day 40 you, just by doing the thing. And making a weekly video or podcast episode after doing 40 in a row is also going to be so much easier than if you were just trying to do one a week.
I think I wanted to add something. You said that you are, that you find it amazing that I'm doing this constantly and consistently. Being consistent is one of my biggest pain points. And this is why I felt and was a big imposter back then when I taught all the stuff in my German business. I taught my clients to be consistent, to post, to publish. But this is, I haven't found back then the strategy that works for me to be consistent.
Yeah.
And since I remember that it was in June, I met Evelyn in Italy, and we met in person for the first time. She said to me, Julia, I want you to write 3 emails every single week. And I thought, me being consistent with 3 emails a week? How the heck should I do that? And then after the first 3 emails, it felt like an everyday routine.
Yes.
Now I'm feeling like I never had done things different than now. So why did I haven't done it before? So it felt like I'm doing this forever. And I think we need to find a way to market our business that it feels like good for us.
Yeah.
If you are someone who loves being on camera, then YouTube or Reels is the right choice for you. If you feel like, oh, I'm not a good, I hated being on camera, then maybe email writing is good for you, or blogging, or we need to find something that that we can do consistently.
Yes.
And I think committing to the 40 days of Pajama Journey is also a little push for me to stay consistent for 40 days, because I'm not the consistent person.
Well, you're amazing and so inspiring. I knew this was going to be good, and I've just thoroughly enjoyed talking to you and hearing all your amazing just journey, but also the incredible tips that you've shared with everyone as well. And so thank you so much for being here and giving so much. I would love for you to share with us how people can find you if they want to learn more about your memberships and your programs and all the amazing things that you're doing, jump on your email list, all of those things. What's the best way for people to find you?
The best way for people to find me is really jumping on my email list. And if they want to join my Pajama Journey, it's on YouTube. You can find me on the Pajama Journey. I think these 2 ways are the best way to connect with me.
Awesome. I will add all of the links for Julia in the show notes. I know as well, Julia, you mentioned you have an amazing program coming up as well. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm planning a 7-day scrappy workshop week. It's called the Story Selling Week. This will be 7 mini workshops from October 1 to October 7. And I will walk my participants through how they can sell with stories. There will be different mini workshops, not longer than 90 minutes. So it's really scrappy and it's really snackable. So from October 1 to October 7 this year. And I would love to add also a link for invitation.
Yes, I will make sure that we have all of that. They'll be in the show notes and also on the blog as well. But that sounds amazing, by the way. But also, thank you so much for joining us and for being a part of the Do Business Differently interview series.
Thanks for the invitation. It was a pleasure.